Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute lidded gift box. Here we go. So it's reinforced on the inside to make it super strong. So let me show you what supplies we're going to need. So you need a piece of early espresso cardstock, and this measures 7 7/16 by 4 15/16. Now I know we don't love working in those, but it just means that we can do the lid a bit more simply with the measurements, and it's a really nice snug fit. So again, 7 7/16 by 4 15/16. Okay, the lid is very vanilla, and this measures 7 inches by 4.5 inches. You need a piece of designer series paper, and this is from the Splendid Days suite. I don't know if there's a bit of shine on that. I'm filming at night, so it's been a really horrible day today weather-wise. So this measures 4 1/4 by 1 3/4. And for these leaves, I've used gold glimmer paper and the kind of bronze colour in the brush metallics. And the leaves themselves are from this set here from, well, you can get the stamp set. I didn't actually buy that because it wasn't my favourite, but it's the Aspen tree dies that go with it. So you get this lovely kind of image here, a couple of different leaf sizes. You do get the robin, is it a robin? I think it is, as well, and a branch. But I just wanted the dies, so I think I just shook my light then. Okay, and this ribbon here is Faux Suede trim. So I'll tell you how much you need of that as we go. Okay, so let's do the scoring first. Just get my simply scored board. Okay, so you're going to score the base at 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. Okay, and just while we've got the scoring tool out, a scoreboard, let me just show you how to score the lid. Let me just get rid of these markers a sec because they'll just confuse you. Okay, so we're going to score on each side at 1/2 inch and 1 1/4. So come along to 1/2 inch here. I don't know where my stylus is for my scoreboard, that's why I'm using this. 1/2 inch, 1 1/4. 1/2, 1 1/4, so all the way around. And this is going to create that reinforced lid. A little bit complex how to do the cutting on this, but I'll go through that step by step. Okay, that's all the scoring done. So let's start with the base. It's more straightforward. So you're going to fold on all of the score lines and just run over with the bone folder. This is actually the last non-Christmas project we're doing this year, because we're in October and I feel, you know, I've left it long enough. For those of you who find it too early for Christmas, especially my sister, she'll know that I've been holding back, so it's full on after this. Okay, so you're going to cut up that score line there and this one here. Turn it to the opposite side and do the same. Okay, and then on the 4 tabs on the outside only, so we'll get rid of this middle one, as in we'll just tuck it away for now. You're just going to do a little flower pot. So come in at the bottom and cut up to the corner, and that's your flower pot shape afterwards. So do that on all 4 of these. Come in slightly at the bottom and cut up into that corner. Okay, so that's the cutting done on this one. Actually, we will make this up as we go. I don't mean, you know, make the instructions up, I mean actually make the box up as we go. So I'm going to use tear and tape for this, but use glue if you like. You'll just need to do one kind of corner at a time. So have it this way up, so it's bunching up like a little table. And on these 4 corners here, you're just going to put a couple of strips of tear and tape, or like I say, glue, on each of these. Like I say, if you're using glue though, just do one at a time and build the box around as you go. Okay, so I've got kind of a new setup here with my camera and light, so I'm trying to see that there's not too many reflections and shadows, or that I'm still in shot. So it's a new one for me at the moment. Okay, I'm going to take, actually I'll show you before I take the backings off. Essentially what we're going to do, like all of our boxes, you're going to line up this folded edge with this straight line here. So that's going to come round on the inside of each of these. Okay, so folded edge comes inside to line up with that straight edge there to create the corner. Okay, so if you're using the tear and tapes, you can take all the backing off at this stage. It's like that, it doesn't come off straight away, just press it down again and just come in slightly along with your paper piercing tool or some scissors, and you'll kind of get under that outside kind of paper edge. Okay, so now ready to fold all these in. Oops, went over a bit too far on that one. And then this last one, a bit more tricky, but just tuck it round. Okay, and the straighter you can get those lines and edges, the better, because then, like I say, the lid is quite snug, but it will fit. Let me just bring that original one back in as well. Okay, with the lid, I have a template here as well, which I'm hoping I'm going to see in a second. I might have put it away, trying to be a bit tidy. Okay, I think I remember anyway. So essentially what you're going to do, let's fold them first actually. I'm going to fold all the edges here, and if you have this in a kit from me, you'll have some pencil scribbles on bits that you need to cut out first. Okay, so make sure you can see those when you're finished folding. We're just coming up to half term here in the UK. Both my girls have finished now. Madison finished yesterday, Bo finished today. So they needed that. They needed, especially Bo, it's been a long term, so they needed that holiday to come. Just hoping the weather picks up a bit for next week. But, you know, they'll be happy, whatever. Okay, so like I said, if you've got this from me in the post, I'll have already scribbled these sections here. But I'm just going to show you which ones you need to cut off. So on each corner, 1, 2, 3 sections here, okay, but we'll do them section by section when we come to cutting, in case you can't see here what I'm scribbling. But okay, there we go. So each section we're going to cut. So first of all, let's go this way. We're going to cut on this second score line across and then snip away those 2 sections there. Okay, and we'll do that on all 4 corners. So cut straight down to those 2 and across on this one here. Actually, I should do it the same way each time. So down on this first score line, down to the second one, and then take those 2 sections out. Okay. Now we're going to take this other little scribbled section out. So we're going to cut down, actually this time we're going to cut down to the second score line. On the kind of, have it in the portrait mode here, turn it right round. You're going to cut down to the second score line, so that you're creating quite a big tab there. Like this. So we've got these edges here, and then just tuck that away. We're only going to cut off the bit that I've scribbled here, so only the edge bit. So essentially you've cut out that whole corner piece there. Okay, so you want to leave these little tabs on the end like this. So you've got this section here which we haven't cut into at all. We've taken out that bit here and we're just leaving these as tabs. Just tuck that away, and again I'm just going to snip those last bits off that I scribbled on. Okay, let's get rid of those a sec. So this is what you, where you'll be at the moment how easy that is to see on this colour background. I'll just get my oops. Just get this to put underneath for a second just so you can see where we're up to for now. Okay, so literally we've just taken those corner pieces off, so 3 little rectangular squares on the outside. Okay, so next we're going to tuck these 2 away, and we're on these little tabs here, we're going to turn it this way. So this one's here, I've tucked it under, and we're just going to create flower pots here on these 4 little tabs. So in at the bottom, cut up into the corner. So in at the bottom, up into the corner. And then rotate it right the way around to this side, and you're going to do the same. So I'm just going to tuck this one out the way and cut. Oh, my hands are shaky. Up into these corners. So we just create those little flower pot shapes. Okay, nearly getting there. Let me show you this again. There we go. So that's where you should be at now. Now on these 4 edges here, just the outside edges, we're going to notch in slightly here and create kind of long flower pots, as if, you know, kind of troughs. So not on this piece here, just on this very outside one. Just come in and take off. You can see that I've taken off just the little section on the edge, and we're going to do this on all of the outside little edges here. It doesn't really matter how much you take off, because this is just going to help us when we're building up the box and tucking that reinforced bit inside. So all 4 sides like that, and then this is what you should end up with. Okay, I'll let you look at that just for a second. Okay, so actually, while we've got it on this dark surface here, I'm just going to show you where to put your tape. So on this side, where it's bunched up like a little table, you're going to put some tape on these 4 little tabs here, okay? And because they're quite small, I would suggest just putting a little kind of diagonal piece like that. Can you see that there? On that one, across. You could put 2 little strips across each bit, but I think it's a bit fiddly, so this holds it just fine. Okay, we're not going to take the backing off yet. So that's on this side. You're going to flip it over, and just on these outside edges, we're going to put some tape, and that's going to be this bit inside that we fold in, okay? So just on the outside edges here. Doesn't matter, you don't have to get it right up to the edge. I just tend to do it nearer the outside edge for this. Okay, so we're going to leave the tape on this side, flip it back over, take these ones, the backings off of these, okay? So, oops, doing that bit of a funny angle. So has anyone started their Christmas shopping yet? A little bit early. I've ordered a couple of presents actually that I've just seen advertised and just thought, okay, they'll be good. And actually, I'm going to do an unboxing video of one of them. It's our Christmas, sorry, it's not Christmas tour. It's a birthday organizer kit. It's great for anyone. And they don't have to be crafty, have done any of this before. So I will do another video on that. But that makes a great gift, and it's while stocks last. Okay, on these tabs, we're going to fold them under as we did on this, exactly the same. So you're ignoring this kind of top bit, really. You're just lining up this edge here with this folded edge, okay? So you're just bringing that round, so you're creating the same kind of box shape here. Am I still in shot? Yeah. So you can see we're just, so these top bits are just being ignored at the moment. So you bring each one round to create that base box. And then what I found it easier to do is just gently bend these out, just so that what's going to happen, they're all going to tuck in like this, and that reinforces it. But by having it out like this, you can kind of stand it up and get the tape off. So just work on one at a time, I would. So this one, just going to peel the tape off and then tuck it in like that. You see, I've just literally folded it over. So it doesn't matter which order you do it in. You could take all the tape off at the same time, actually, if you want to. But just taking that long bit off, and I'm just folding that just inside and just running along, and it just makes the wall of the lid much thicker. Oops, got my tools mixed up here. And this one, and I might just take the backing off this one while I'm here as well. Like I say, it doesn't matter which order you put them in, because we've cut these little bits off the end, they all tuck in nicely. Okay, so you might want to just have a little try here. Like I say, it's very snug, okay, so it's not just going to slip on the top. What I tend to do is just kind of gently ease the sides in, so just push them in slightly, and there we go, it'll fit nice and securely, not coming off unless you want it to. Okay, so we are going to have this lid off now. I might just leave this here for now because the vanilla on this is a bit more tricky to see. Okay, so with the faux suede ribbon, oh actually no, we need to stick this on the lid first. Okay, so take your piece of designer series paper, and really whatever you have in your stash. Like I say, this one's from the Splendid Day suite, because I just wanted something autumnal. So we're going to stick this down with liquid glue. I always should check my glues are full before I start videoing. Never think of it until I actually need to use it. Okay, so flip this over, and there'll be a small border as always all the way around. So with the glue you can just slide it into place. Okay, if you want to, you can flip it over and just press it down. Okay, so now we're going to add the ribbon, and how I did this was with glue dots just on the inside here. And if you've got this in a kit from me, it's just about enough to go right the way around if you start at the edge of that kind of seam there that we tucked over. Okay, so have a little practice before you do this, but essentially what we're doing at one end, we're going to fix it about there with a glue dot, pull it around the top, and then fix it on the other side as well. So I'm going to put a glue dot on each end of this. If you don't have glue dots, you could use the glue. You just need to hold it in place a little bit longer, okay? So a glue dot, and just put one on this end. It's going to want to come back with you. There we go. And then one at this end here. See there? Okay, so choose which end you want. I mean, I just chose the left, whichever you want. And like I say, just come down to kind of that inside little seam there. So I'm not going right into the edge, I'm just coming down to the edge of that lip. Have I gone far enough? Yeah. Pull it quite tight as you go round, and then you're just going to secure it on the other side. Cute. It will slide a little bit, but you can just keep it in place there. Okay, so now that looks a bit clearer, I can move that away. So with the, you can place it back on the box now if you like. There we go. So you'll need a little piece as well of linen thread, or some sort of, you know, crumb cake colour thread, and you need about 8 inches. You might want to leave yourself a little bit more, but that should be fine. And what you're going to do is just slide it under this little bit of ribbon here, because it's quite loose there. Just slide it under the ribbon, and you're going to tie a double knot. So get the ends to be fairly equal before you start tying. And I tied it up a little bit more, and it just pinches in the ribbon here, makes it look cute. It looks like I've tied around the leaves, but I actually haven't. So just tie a knot, pull it tight so you get that little kind of nice little pull-in shape there. And I tied a double knot just to make sure it stayed. Love linen thread. There we go. Okay, so like I say, with the leaves I use some gold glimmer and some brushed metallic cardstock, and these are both quite tough actually, so I bent the edges up a little before I stuck them together, just to give them a little bit of texture, make them look like real leaves. There we go. So I have put them together, offset them slightly, but with the stalks near each other, and I just put a large dimensional, regular dimensional in between them, I had them here literally seconds ago. I don't know what happens on my desk. They just run away. Come on. So pop one on the gold leaf or underneath the other one, whichever way you want to go. But leave it so that you can offset. So like I said, I'm just going to offset them, but have the stalks kind of in the same place, and then pop another dimensional on the bottom. And then when I put it on my box, you can tie the bow first, or you can put these down first, but I wanted to tie it so that it looked like it was tied around there. It might be easier to do it without it actually. So you can either do bunny ears, bit fiddly. So I would just try and tie a regular bow, still fiddly, but as you pull here, just check that you're going to catch these little ends as they come in so they don't disappear. And then just keep pulling the loops, put your finger on the knot and pull the ends just to make it the size loops that you want. Okay, that looks quite good for me, tying on camera. And then I'm just going to slide this in as if we've kind of tied it very near to that. Let's see. Oops, my bow's gone a bit sideways. Come round. So there's me saying, oh, I've tied it well on camera. There we go. So anyway, just have this kind of hovering in here, coming so that it looks like they're tied quite near there. And then you can trim the ends as you'd like, or leave them quite long. And then finally, of course we need some bling on here. I'm using these gorgeous champagne rhinestones. So I've just put, actually there were 3 on there, one's disappeared, probably this one that I've got here. So I'm just going to pop a little trio up here. Oops, it's come off on my finger. Just in this corner here. And that's it. There you have it, my Splendid Day lidded gift box. I hope you've enjoyed making that. Take care. See you soon. Bye.